Okay. Alright, well, let's first go ahead and... No, we don't need a speedboat, my bad. We need to get... We need to simply just go get, this one. Alright, well, let's first go ahead and... No, we don't need a speedboat, my bad. We need to get... We need to simply just go get, this one. Alright, well, let's first go ahead and... No, we don't need a speedboat, my bad. We need to get... We need to simply just go get, this one. Alright, well... We're gonna go near the Blackbeard Island. There's already grinders in this lobby, so it's gonna be horrible to get this damn Blackbeard Fist of Darkness. Because everybody is going to want to kill you for a bounty. Even though we're trying to get Blackbeard here. Or that's all we're trying to do. We're trying to just get Blackbeard. And leave. You know what I'm saying? It's just too much. I would totally eat any of these fruits right now, especially, well, I have Buddha permanent, so it's not really. I mean, I can't equip Pale Scarf. You can tell. He's a damn, that's the angel kid, he just grinds all day. Some people in this game are just weird, they just grind their whole lives. Alright, well, I just asked people if they want a sea beast hunt. That would be very helpful if they could sea beast hunt with me. We do have Shark B4. I need to do a raid, to get, but, what I need to do is I need to complete one more raid, and then I need like 3 more raids, and then I need to change my race. I'm trying to get human V4, and I have human like V2 right now. I think I have angel, I have angel, cyborg, and shark. Oh, and I can go get gold V4 real quick, but I don't think I will. Actually, I think I removed my Valkyrie. Plug. I'm ready to destroy my bow if I play around too much, so maybe not. Look at this though. Look how sick he looks. Nine fragments. That's tragic. Okay, let's just get back in the boat. The sea beast will come. Trust that. The sea beast definitely will come. It just takes some time. In the meantime, I'm gonna see if I can order some food. I'm very hungry. Alright, we're back. I don't even know what to do right now. Cause I'm like super bored and I don't know why I'm streaming this because it's literally just gonna be me sitting here for 30 minutes straight. Maybe we go... It doesn't show what's in the shop, which gets on my nerves. 2,000 Robux. And my next thing I'm looking to buy is Dragon. Faster I buy Dragon, I'm gonna be so happy, dude. I used to have Dragon. These are what my stats look like. I don't really mess with the sword. Yeah, I did do a stat refund to get it was actually really well worth it. Believe me when I say it was well worth getting my stat refund, because then I will Buddha is so OP. So what I did was this is a secret I'll let you guys in on. You get your defense and you get your sword maxed, and then put 1,000 on melee. That way your energy is still there, but it's good. And then you don't upgrade your Bloxfruits, and then you just max level transform into Buddha and just start destroying people with sword. And then get Cursed Katana so it does a max damage, or your V3. I am gonna buy you a Rudy soon. I'm literally just watching videos right now while I'm waiting. Because it's gonna take fudging forever. I'm gonna check my email actually. I hear people fighting. I'm gonna watch your YouTube videos, mate. Alright. Still no CBs? Damn. And there's a guy in here with a 2.5 million bounty. That's crazy. It's gonna take too much longer though. It's gonna take about a couple more minutes. I think personally. Usually after you get them the first time, you get them a couple more times.
It's time to bring in our two IKEA Ekbak and worktops and lift them both carefully into place. And then I need to screw in these olive legs for extra support in the middle of the desks. Now it wouldn't be a setup of mine without RGB, so I'm adding these Govee strip lights all around the underside of the desk. Since I somehow forgot to film a shot of the finished desk, we'll move straight on to attaching the monitor mounts to the wall, and these are the same mounts that I used in the last setup. And in fact, I'm going to be keeping this part quite similar to the old one, as I'm going to be using the same two monitors that I had before, and I'm also going to be using the same layout. So with the two mounting brackets securely screwed into the wall, the next thing I need to do is actually mount the monitors onto them. I'm a big fan of the stacked monitor layout, and that is what works best for me in my setup. And while I'm up here installing the monitors, I might as well take my BenQ screen bar halo and put that back on top as well. And after a little bit of alignment work, the monitors are now properly up on the wall and looking very nice, aside from a little bit of cable management, which I will do shortly. And by the way, if you're thinking of building your own setup, I definitely recommend making sure you properly manage your cables, because it makes it look so much better. So the next thing we need to focus on is getting the rest of the desk setup finished and all of the gear into place. First of all, we can bring back in my beautiful PC build. And then we're going to need some lighting, so I can set back up my two Elgato key lights, one on either side of the monitors. And let's not forget to attach my camera mount to the base of the key light as well. Sticking with the Elgato theme, we can bring in my mic arm, the Wave Arm LP, and then attach my Shure SM7B microphone. Now the bulk of the desk is done, we can add the finishing touches by bringing in all of the remaining gear and decorations, laying everything out nicely so that it looks the part. And there we are, everything we need to get the PC setup back up and running is in place, but adding more gear means adding more cables, and as you can box in the new for decoration. Other people, it's time. Now I realize the one.
Alright, CBs, boys, CBs. Wait a minute. About time we got a goddamn TV schooling. You're kidding me. I'm getting trolled by a series. Actually doing a ton of damage, hold up. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Bro, this guy is wrecking me, bro. Holy. Nah, it is tanky, but once I get my V4, it's done. The shark shield and everything else is like... There it is. Yeah, it's gone. It's gonna be done. It's like a little... It almost does nothing after. Whoa! That was crazy, innit? Dream. I'm watching Dream setups right now, so. Actually, I need to learn how to build a PC. How to build a PC.
efficiently install the corner of the socket. It's very small, but it is there. In my case, it's pointing to the top left corner. So I'm going to position the CPU so that the gold triangle is located on the motherboard socket. If you look closely on your AMD motherboard, you can see a triangle cut out on the top left corner of the socket. It's very small, but it is there. In my case, it's pointing to the top left corner. So I'm going to position the CPU so that the gold triangle from the CPU is also positioned in the top left corner. I'm basically matching the triangles together from the socket and the CPU. Afterwards, we're gonna have to lift the lever to the top. Do not force the lever as it can break easily. While grabbing the CPU from its sides, we're gonna lower it down very gently onto the socket and let it fall in place. Do not touch the surface of the CPU and do not apply any force. Gravity should do the job and the CPU will naturally fall in place. Before moving on, check all four sides of the CPU and make sure it is fully seated on the socket. If everything looks good, gently lower the lever down, locking the CPU in place. Congratulations, you just installed your CPU. Pretty easy so far, right? Okay, so we're installing an Intel CPU. So grab the CPU by its sides and locate the golden triangle. Usually if you're looking directly at the CPU, it's on the bottom left, but this can vary depending on the socket type. Fun fact, the triangle is actually more larger on Intel CPUs compared to AMD's. If you look closely on your Intel motherboard, you can see a small triangle cut out on the socket cover. In my case, it's located on the bottom left. Everything looks good, gently lower the cover down first so that the flap sits underneath the Torx screw. Afterwards, you can proceed to lower down the lever, locking the CPU in place. The black cover will pop off afterwards, but if it doesn't, just pull it off your CPU. Congratulations, you just installed your CPU. Pretty easy so far, right? Okay, so you're one of the very few elite out there to buy a Threadripper CPU. Let's get this baby installed. Obviously, you will need the CPU itself, but you'll also need the install tool that it comes with. It has an orange handle, so you can't miss it. Take your time to gently open the Threadripper box and slide out the CPU. I want you to enjoy this process because it is a very joyous occasion. Make sure not to touch the surface of the CPU or the bottom. Always grab the CPU from the sides. Notice there are numbers on the socket. It indicates the order of opening and closing the socket. So to open the socket, we will have to loosen the screws in this exact order: 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we are now ready to install the CPU. Grab the torque driver and start loosening up the socket in the order indicated. We're going to start from 3, then move over to 2, and finally socket number 1. The socket will spring open, so don't freak out. Go ahead and grab both of the blue tabs on the top and pull them up. We're also going to remove the gray protective piece that's on the socket. Now this part is a little tricky. You have to gently slide in the CPU against the rails, but make sure to do it slowly so that it doesn't derail and pop off the bracket. Here's another angle of the installation. We are starting from the top and slowly sliding the CPU down against the rail. Once the CPU is safely on the bottom, we are ready to lower the CPU down onto the socket. While you're holding down on the blue tabs, lower the entire CPU down until you hear it click. Then we can lower the top bracket. And as you're holding it down, we can tighten the bracket in place by going backwards. Remember we did 3, 2, 1 to open it. Now we're doing 1, 2, 3 to lock it. Make sure to tighten each screw all the way until you hear the tool click. Don't be afraid to use some force until you hear the click. That's it, you officially installed a Threadripper CPU. Congrats. Pretty easy so far, right? Okay, we are now ready to move on to the memory installation. Most mainstream motherboards have 4 DIMM slots, one for each memory stick you are installing. If you're installing 4 memory sticks, then you can just fill up all the slots, but if you're installing 2, then you will need to install them in the correct slots to take advantage of dual channel. Most boards will have a diagram labeled right on the motherboard next to the DIMM slots. This will tell you what slots you need to occupy first. If it's not labeled on your motherboard, you can find it in your manual. So if you're installing 2 memory sticks, you need to install the first stick in slot A2 and the second stick into slot B2. First thing we need to do is remove the tabs on the slots that you are going to install the memory in. So for installing 2 memory sticks, for example, we are going to open up the tabs from slot number 2 and slot number 4. Every memory stick has a gap in the middle, as you can see here. We are going to align the gap on the memory to the notch on the DIMM slot. Once we have the correct orientation of the RAM, lower the memory stick down and apply firm pressure to snap it in place. If you successfully install the RAM stick, then the tabs on the sides will be closed. So double check your memory and make sure all the sticks are properly seated. If your motherboard has 8 DIMM slots, then just follow the same process for each one. Alright, we can take this time to install our M.2 SSD. If you're not installing any in your PC, feel free to skip on to the next section. Most motherboards will have one or more M.2 slots, mostly located in between the PCI slots of the motherboard. In some cases, your M.2 slot can be behind your motherboard as well. This is very common in smaller form factor motherboards. You always want to install your M.2 SSDs on the top slot. Some M.2 SSDs come with its very own heatsink. As you can see here, the Corsair MP600 does have one in fact. But the motherboard has an M.2 cover already installed, so unfortunately, you can't use both. You have to make a decision and decide what you want to go with. If you want to go with the motherboard's cover, then simply detach the heatsink from your M.2 SSD and proceed with the video. If you want to keep the heatsink on, then do nothing and proceed with the video. We're gonna need these tiny screws that came with your motherboard. Go ahead and unscrew the cover off the top M.2 SSD slot and put it to the side. If you look closely on the actual M.2 slot, you can see a notch, very similar to the memory sticks we just installed. We are going to align that notch with the gap on your M.2 SSD for the correct orientation. Once you identify where the notch is, simply insert the M.2 SSD into the slot and push down on the other end so you can...
Chewy boy. What is NASA streaming about? Like, what are you on about?
See you next time.
Like, you're not about to give me history lessons. Like, you got it.
Whew, it's annoying. I'm sorry, mister, just clean here, it's no problem. I will clean your bar. Is it heavy?
Yeah, it's too heavy.
Can I try please with you? I'm sorry, just one set, please. I like hammer, girl, this girl. And also I have special program for apps.
Oh wow!
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. And right now we are in... I'm sorry, it's annoying. I'm sorry for this cat moment. Oh good, it's my favorite. I do like this because before I saw your technique little bit wrong. I will clean little bit this because floor so dirty today. You need squeeze back like this. Hoop, squeeze here. Hoop, and squeeze here. And squeeze here. I'm sorry for this. Oh. Deadlift, right? Yes, it's good weight, I say. I'm sorry. Oh, no. Sorry. Sorry. Like this. I'm sorry for this because I am clean favorite. I'm sorry. Yeah, and up.
We took this photo 90 days ago on this exact same spot, and this photo we took right now.
Shit, what?
Do you recognize yourself?
No, I think I took it a bit too far.
He wanted to get bigger and stronger, so he started working out, started eating more, and over the next few months, he fell in love with the progress and kept going, until he didn't like it so much anymore, and what his body had become. He gained 23 kilograms in 7 months. And my brother, being his best friend, knows he wants to change.
He doesn't even look in the mirror anymore and doesn't like to weigh himself, so I'm 100% sure he wants to get shredded.
So my brother made up a story to get him to my gym.
We shredded with it.
Shredded.
That comes in handy because I'm challenging you to a 90-day challenge where we're gonna get you as shredded as possible in 90 days. Are you in?
Okay, yes. Yeah, of course.
Let's go.
Yes.
I've got you an Apple Watch. If you hit all your goals after 90 days, you get to keep it.
This is Koos. He's 18 years old, tall, and one of the most dedicated contestants ever, as you'll see. And according to the internet, he is overweight. But it's not all fat. His current weight is 112.7 kilograms. What is the goal?
Under 100.
Are you ready to put in the work?
Yes, of course.
Yes, you sound motivated. Let's go. Let's go. Time for the measurements. We're trying to maintain as much muscle as possible while losing fat. And his friends... So your friends are calling you fat all the time?
Yeah.
Alright, so we have some more motivation to get shredded. I will come back to these friends. Now the strength test. Grab the pull bar. Day 1, he can do 7 pull-ups. Impressive, but we can improve the form a lot. He's able to do 35 push-ups in a row. And I think he got the world record for burning 20 calories as fast as possible. What? You even burned 21 calories. And I randomly challenged him to dips. 8 good reps. Let's see how strong we can get him in 90 days.
So it's currently Saturday. Officially day 1. It's about 5 p.m. Gonna get a leg workout in.
We made Koos a 90-day workout and diet program. And we got him all of my protein supplements and Gymshark clothing he needs.
So I just finished my leg day, pretty tired.
So the first 2 weeks, he was working harder than ever. He's still 18, goes to school, works 2 different jobs, and still got all his workouts and cardio in. But luckily, Koos is not alone on this journey. Because those friends that call him fat, actually...
Are you doing this 90-day challenge alone?
No, I hope not. I got my 2 buddies.
So all you 3 are getting shredded for summer. If all of you 3 do it, I'll pay for your dream holiday. If you guys get shredded in problem, check his progress and see if he's burning all his calories. And he's doing great, but the weight is not coming off and Koos was getting worried about the goals. On day 1, we set 3 goals. Lose 15 kilograms, 33 pounds. Get him way stronger in bodyweight exercises. And of course, feel fitter and healthier. On day 1, he mentioned he really wanted this to improve and that he was out of breath in seconds. 111.9.
I'm from school right now.
Yo.
But first, we...
Yeah.
On day 1, it was around 114 kilograms. Today, the goal was 108 kilograms. And it is 108 kilograms. 91 centimeters. Wow.
Koos did amazing. The measurements were absolutely perfect. Now the strength test.
Let's go. Come on. 1. Yes, come on. Okay. You're already done. You are. Hey. It's 8 seconds. It's 8 seconds again. Check it out. You gotta check out the proof. Man, I'm impressed. But on day 1, we also randomly tested you on dips. Let's do that right now again. See if you can beat 7. 7, easy. 8, no rest. Boom. Yeah. Are you happy with the results?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy. Yeah.
These are the results in just 30 days. That's absolutely insane. But there's 60 days more. Yeah, I see a nice Apple Watch and you're enjoying that. But if you're not hitting your weight goal or the strength test, that's mine again. No, you're gonna smash it. You ready for day 90?
Yeah, I'm definitely ready. Yes.
Koos joined us on a 7-day holiday.
What's up? I'm keeping my eyes on you.
Which was a great moment to help him and track his progress, but also to test him out. Cheat meal during the day, he and I skipped it. The next day we got ice cream, so I decided to also order ice cream. So he ordered
0% fat Greek yogurt.
He definitely passed the test. But of course, he can sometimes have a cheat meal while staying within his calorie goal.
Bodyweight rows, we're gonna hit that 14 pull-up goal. Come on, man.